The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Game 3, Knicks and Cavs. The Knicks with a season-high 14 steals. They forced 21 turnovers. Jalen Brunson tonight, 21. It was 17 all after the first quarter. After that, lights out. Obi Toppin and the Knicks bench dominates. As the Knicks beat the Cavs 99-79, they now lead the series 2-1. Outside our studio on 7th Avenue, look out. The Garden was rocking.
Love it.
7th Avenue is rocking. Great to have you with us. It's exciting, to say the least. From our Delta MSG studios, Bill Pito, along with Monica McNutt and Alan Hahn. All right, guys, 79 points, Alan, is the lowest, the fewest points any team has scored in any game all year, and this is the worst loss the Cavs have suffered all season.
Yeah, their offense looked terrible. The Knicks' effort and energy was back in this game after that second quarter in Game 2. The Cavs really went after it, and they took over that game. Well, the Knicks had to have something. They had to have a catalyst in this game. It was their defense and effort, yes, but it was R.J. Barrett who got them off to a great start. A game he needed and the game the Knicks needed from him.
You could feel it from him in the first half.
Oh, yeah.
He was the only person in that first quarter when offense was anemic, to put it politely, to be able to find the basket. And then he just continued that through this ballgame. I mean, R.J. played a complete game. And then in the third quarter, particularly second part of that third quarter, you saw the rest of this team begin to catch fire, running out in transition. You got incredible productivity from your bench. This is how you come home and take command of a series.
The bench, Alan, whichever team's had the best bench has won so far, and tonight the Knicks bench was dominant.
Yeah, went back against what we saw in Game 1, where you had contributions from everyone, and leading the way, no surprise, Josh Hart. He comes into the game and he just makes a difference. And the veteran shook off the ankle issues from Game 2 and just continued to play. And Emmanuel quickly got himself loose in this game as well, knocking down shots. And Isaiah Hartenstein with the finishes around the basket, the rebounding as well, and the steals. And how about Obi Toppin?
Yes, sir.
What he did in this game later on, he had the building just exploding with the defense and getting out for quick strikes and quick finishes. And how about this little alley-oop and one?
Almost a post.
For Obi Toppin as well. Just the ball movement, this is what you're used to seeing out of this Knicks bench, and that's your catalyst. That's what really turns things around. 4 steals, by the way, for Toppin in this game, and then Derrick Rose gets in, and the highlight film alley-oop from D. Rose.
Yeah, you and I were talking a little bit, Han, about is it easier to speed a team up or to slow them down in terms of defense? And I thought that the Knicks played with a great tempo in this ballgame. It was a little bit frenetic on both sides, particularly in that first half. But overall, they were hustling for loose balls, and they were able to capitalize on the turnovers by the Cavs.
Put it all together, guys, and the Knicks bench outscored the Cavs bench tonight 39-14. We're now joined by Obi Toppin. Obi, congratulations on the win. Complete domination by your bench, which, of course, you played a big part in. How do you guys do it?
Like I always say, everybody on the team know their roles. Us bench guys, we know what we got to do when we come into the game, bring energy, and just make it easy for when the starters get back in the game. They have something to play with. So.
The nature of series, Obi, we know it's so much about adjustments, right? Yeah. None of these games have looked sort of identical, but what do you think best prepared you guys to come out and have such a dominant performance back home in the Garden in Game 3?
I felt like we just came out with a lot more energy. Obviously, the best fans in the world helped us out tonight. But we just came out, was physical, and did everything we had to do.
Oh, let's talk about the fans in the building and the energy that was in that building. You guys talked about it leading up to these games now, this weekend of games at the Garden. There's no better place to play basketball, to do anything than the Garden. What did that feel like? And when you're going up, you're getting alley-oops, and that crowd is rocking. Is the floor shaking when you land?
Man, it was definitely shaking in there, but the fans out there was amazing today, so we love them.
Hey, Obi, congrats on the win. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on Sunday afternoon, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
All right, Obi Toppin and the Knicks bench. Whoa, what a game they had. And Wally Zerbiak on the MSG Radio Network tonight. What was it like at the world's most famous arena?
Ooh, wouldn't you like to know?
It was rocking during the pregame.
It was rocking during the pregame. When the Knicks finally got going, like you said, Monica, when they finally got their offense in gear, getting good looks, getting whatever they wanted, getting to the basket, making things happen, the fans went crazy. I mean, it was awesome. That alley-oop from Obi Toppin, you know, if you want to call it a poster, I don't care. It's an and one on the break. They loved seeing that stuff. And when Brunson went and high-fived John Starks over there on the right baseline, boy. Starks baseline. What an atmosphere, what a game, what a win for this team that they really needed.
Wally's kind of hoarse.
Yeah.
A few allergies here. I'm all right.
No, I'm from the excitement. All right, R.J. Barrett, Alan mentioned it. A little bit shaky first couple of games of the series, but tonight so efficient. 8 of 12, 19 points. How key were his 10 points in the first quarter? He was the only one doing anything on either team.
This is why he was my X factor coming into this series. I think you know that Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson, what you're going to get out of them, they're normally going to be steady. He was the guy that has a matchup advantage because he can take over at times. And he took over in that first quarter, in that first half, when the Knicks were really struggling to get buckets and get baskets. His strength taking the ball to the basket, guys, has just been outstanding. We saw it at the end of the season, and now he's sprinkled in that three-point game. He shot the three well, and that's huge because when he makes his threes, he becomes very difficult to guard when he is attacking the basket. And when Knicks have their big three playing at a high level, and it looked like Brunson started to get going in that second half, this is going to be good news for the Knicks.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, R.J. Barrett scored when the Knicks weren't scoring, and that was so important early on in this game. And how big was it for him to see the first three go down after he had struggled from downtown to begin this series and really to finish the regular season? So, Monica, when you see that shot go in, we were there, we were right there on the court.
Yep.
He sees that shot go in, and you say to yourself, all right, now he sees that could open up the game for him. It certainly did.
He finished 8 of 12 from the field and 3 of 6 from the three-point line. So I echo, retweet everything you guys said. I think what also is important, and Wally, you know this, the nature of a series, right? I asked Obi about it. It's not necessarily intentionally my turn, but you got to be ready when it is your turn, so to speak, right? And so RJ didn't necessarily have performances that he might want to celebrate in games 1 and 2, but when the bell rang and his number was called, he stepped up big tonight.
Tom Thibodeau always likes to say, one game has got nothing to do with the next game. Darius Garland, Wally, from 32 points to 4 for 21. How do you explain that?
I cannot explain the shots that he was missing. He is an outstanding three-point shooter. He's great at making things happen. That first half, he had really good looks at the basket. And the Knicks just have to, that's how this series goes. They're not going to play like this, I don't think, next game. The Cavs are too good of a basketball team. That's as bad as they can play as a team, and a couple individuals also. Knicks have to be ready for a better Cavs team in the next game.
4 for 21 he was.
Yeah.
4 for 21.
And they were good looks.
Yep.
They were good looks, especially in that first half, and he could not get anything to go.
This series has been a collection of missed wide-open shots for both teams, and in this game, it was Garland's turn to sit in that seat.
It is so important to be honest about that, right? You dig into the numbers, however many shots were considered open, because if he starts to hit them, you got to step up defensively. Right. So tonight, there were defensive things that we liked, but there's also room to tighten up.
Garland, first half, 1 out of 12. Key run for the Knicks late in that first half, 22-8 to close out the half. They went up by 13 at the break and never looked back.